What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Copyright. And today's stories come from r/MaliciousCompliance. And let's get today's first story, shall we? Which comes from Troikus, fake vegetarian on flight. Okay, so just to preface this, I'm a cabin crew member, flight attendant. I've been doing it for over 10 years. Any issues that crop up during my work there, I will bend over backwards to accommodate people if I can. However, there are unfortunately a handful of people that are dishonest to try and get what they want. Fake injuries to try and get upgraded, fake birthdays, you name it. People have tried it, and believe you me, I've had loads of scenarios where people tried to cheat the system because it makes them feel special or that they have one-upped me, I guess. Let me tell you about a fake vegetarian I had on board. He was flying in an economy coach in the second from last row. He wanted the pasta option. I apologised and told him due to popular demand, we'd run out in the middle of the cabin. We had the chicken option instead if he wanted that. Without skipping a beat, he said, I'm vegetarian. Last time they brought me a meal from business class, so I'll just wait for that. Now this is something I would have offered anyway as a nicety, if available, as I'm not too much of a dick, and I genuinely like helping people out, if I can. After all, it's a 747, not a 7-Eleven, as the saying goes. Anyway, the way he just expected it right off the bat, before I could even offer a solution, left a slightly bad taste in my mouth, and I also smelled a rat. I was 99% sure that I had cleaned in an empty packet of smoky bacon crisps from him earlier on, and no, they weren't a veggie brand, as I have the same ones occasionally. I was certain that he was being picky and wanted a higher quality meal. Plus, any regular flyer would know that we often run out of the veggie option and to pre-order a veggie meal. I say it's unfortunate that you didn't pre-order a vegetarian meal. I will see what I can do for you though. Just give me 5 minutes to finish up here. Anyway, I went up to business class. They had also ran out of the veggie option, so I went up to first class and asked if they could spare anything. We ended up putting together a few leaves with a bit of dressing. They spend thousands more up there and can dine at any time, so they didn't want me taking any of the hot veggie options in case someone wanted it later. Fair enough. Then I thought I could probably have some fun with this fake vegetarian. You malicious compliance. I brought it back down on a silver tray and held it above his eye line so he couldn't see what it was. I explained that unfortunately, the vegetarian business class option had run out. Then he went to cut me off so he could complain. I held up my hand and said, however, I managed to go one step further and I got the last vegetarian meal from first class. Then I pulled the linen cloth off the top of the tray as I placed the salad down in front of him. It really was a basic but large salad, and his face said it all. His face went from smug, haha, I worked the system, to, what the F is that? Within 2.5, 3 seconds flat. He then said, I wanted something hot, I'll just have the chicken then. I put on a shocked face and says, I couldn't give you that, sir, I would feel awful. He responded with, don't worry about it, it's fine. I gave him an, are you sure you're vegetarian look? And brought back the chicken, by which point it had been sat drying up in the oven a little bit longer. Bon appetit. Just to say, even if he was a real vegetarian, he should have pre-ordered. Same goes for gluten-free, vegan, children's meals, diabetic, etc. Anyway, that's my story. Sorry if I rambled a bit. And I'll give it to you, OP, that was a good bit of malicious compliance, but I also don't get this guy's point of view. Like, is that what he does every time? Every time he gets on the plane, he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna see if I can get an upgrade for my meal. I will tell them that I have X dietary restriction and see if they'll bring me something nicer. And he just hopes that they will or something? Because that's mental if that's his approach to that. Does he like not care about seats and just thinks, oh, I'll buy the cheapest seat and just keep doing this scam? Or was this like the first time he tried it, it just backfired in his face? I don't know, this guy got what he deserved. And like, it was very, very clear when you gave him a salad and he was just like, I'll have the chicken please. Clearly not vegetarian, are you? What's worse as well is he's potentially taking a meal away possibly from a vegetarian person by pulling this stuff, right? It's very, very unlikely, but he could potentially take a meal away from someone that actually follows a vegetarian diet. I know, let me know what you guys think down below about this one. Our next story comes from Frieden and Glade. Go outside and do stuff. Sure. Obligatory first time poster, writing on phone, please be gentle. So this happened some 15 years ago, probably around 2003, 2004. Me and my two best friends from grade school were big computer nerds and played a lot of Warcraft 3 custom maps on LAN. One of them, C, and his family was somewhat well off and had a big house. So whenever we had time, like weekends and school holidays and such, we would all set up our PCs in his room and game along. One summer, C's parents thought that it would be about time we got out and enjoyed the good weather. They came into his room and announced that we should be outside to enjoy the weather instead of sitting inside all the time. They were going to go to the grocery shopping, and when they came back, they expected to find us outside doing whatever we wanted as long as we were outside. Cue malicious compliance. As soon as they left, we started raiding the house for extension cords and spare tables. We even managed to find a foldable pavilion to get rid of the screen glares. When his parents came home, they found us in the front yard playing computer games. They let us move it back inside a couple of hours later and never bothered to try and send us outside again. Oh, that one's genius. I like that one. That one's just brilliant. I want to imagine their faces when you returned and all they saw was just like these monitors and PCs and all these cables running across their lawn, and like, I wonder if the parent, I don't know if like other people could see this house. I'm presuming like if it was the front yard that other people could see this house. And I'm just wondering if people saw this and were like, have you seen what the neighbours' kids are doing? They're outside playing on computers. You seen them dragging the cards across the lawn and everything? This is insane. And I wonder if the parents got home and were like, oh my god, what have these kids done? And then like, where the one said to the other, well, we did tell them to do anything as long as it was outside, and then instantly regretted it. Let me know what you guys think about this one as well. Our next story comes from Sad Puppy Eyes. I see your own malicious compliance on me, so I will do one of my own on you. A while ago, I was in charge of training for a large organisation. I mostly did the organising. For a fictitious example, I might coordinate the Dean of Medicine at Yale to come in and give a speech to 200 employees. Our usual location was a large auditorium classroom, complete with podium and computer. The aforementioned dean might show up with a PowerPoint that he needed to run, etc. So I had my two admin assistants show up at 7:45 AM each morning to make sure whatever the room was running for whatever speaker slash lecturer was there, as the usual start time was 8 o'clock. Sometime, as was bound to happen, computer issues arose. Not too often, maybe once or twice a month. Tops. Maybe the dean couldn't pull up his PowerPoint, so we called our IT guy Gary, who was 2 offices away, and he'd come over and fix the problem. Everyone was happy until Gary retired. His new replacement, Todd, didn't like the arrangement. Though his start time was 8 o'clock, he often drifted in at 8 or 10 or 8:15. This is not good when we're having a computer crisis at 8 or 2. Further, he hated walking into the office and immediately having a call waiting for him. He wanted to have his coffee, read his email, and ease his way into the workday. Can't blame him there. So Todd decided that he would no longer attend our computer calls. He told me to have my admin assistants troubleshoot the problems, since they were there anyways. He was pretty hardcore about this until I pulled out the job description of my assistants, and nowhere did it say the computer repair fell under their workload. I then showed him his job description, where it said that computer repair was. Enter malicious compliance on Todd's part. You want me to attend? Okay, then do it by the books. No more calling me directly. You need to call the central helpline and have them open a user ticket. Then I'll attend. I pointed out the foolishness of this. It's 7:54 AM. I have the Yale Dean of Medicine and he can't work his PowerPoint. I need it fixed now. I can't spend 15 minutes waiting on hold for the next available help desk agent, then 15 minutes explaining the problem to them, then have them open a ticket, send it to Todd, then another 20 minutes before Todd opens response to the ticket. We can't have 200 people sitting for 45 minutes waiting on Todd. Too bad, he said with a smirk. Those are the rules. Or you could have just have your admin ladies fix the problem. I tried one last ditch effort to reason. When the CEO is going to give a speech and the computer shorts out, he doesn't have to wait 45 minutes. So obviously you can make exceptions. Common sense says this should be one too. Nope, Todd said. The CEO's staff do what's called a preemptive ticket. They submit it ahead of time and have me there on standby in case things do go wrong. Yes, even he has to do the ticket process. Okay, Todd, I see your malicious compliance and raise you one of my own. Next morning, I sat with coffee in hand and waited, smiling in anticipation. Sure enough, my door burst open with a furious Todd. What the F is this? He snarled, waving a printout. I had submitted preemptive tickets for every day for the next 3 months, requiring Todd to be at my training room at 7:45 every day, just in case there was a computer emergency. Even better, I had contacted his boss's boss and received authorization to change Todd's work schedule due to operational requirements, so he would now be required to work 7 till 3 instead of 8 till 4. Or, you could just pick up the damn phone when I call and come over. We agreed that the tickets process would not be necessary, and he would show up as needed. Now, I don't know if this one's exactly malicious compliance. It is on Todd's part. He's doing things by the book, the way things are meant to be done, so that there's an active record and call logs for all these calls and support tickets and stuff, the way it's meant to be done. Not just random work being done and bypassing the system so you get preferential treatment over the rest of the faculty and staff in the building, right? Like, I think on this part, Opie's very entitled. I think this is a very entitled post here. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think this is malicious compliance or do you think this is entitlement? Because I would say this is entitlement. Moving on. Our next story comes from Pistes Harty. Armored delivery driver finds out they are not above the law. I worked for a dispensary and we handled a lot of cash. So every morning and sometimes 2 to 3 times throughout the day, an armored van would arrive and deliver change or pick up the safe contents. As a medical dispensary, we had a lot of patients who used the handicap parking spots. There were only 3 for the whole building, yet the morning armoured truck driver would always be sure to pull his van up sideways across all 3 spots. Wow. The morning delivery took the longest, which often meant customers would arrive and not be able to use those parking spots. After asking the driver not to do this anymore, I was told to call his boss if I had a problem. His boss said if I had a problem to handle it myself, so I did. The parking enforcement sent 2 people to our location, and when he pulled his van into place, as usual, across all 3 spots, they pulled an enforcement car up on either side of him and wrote him a total of 5 infractions. Shortly after we switched companies, which was probably unrelated, but I secretly think it was a small shame they felt inside after being jerks about something we all know better than to do ourselves. And I thoroughly approve of this malicious compliance. I don't know what this driver's problem was or this company's problem was. Probably because it was like maybe close to their door or something. So it was like easiest for them. I say easiest. I meant laziest. But yeah, like blocking off people's handicap spots, that's not cool. So I think like him getting 5 infractions, it's true, you know, it's well deserved. You know, it's a just reward, right? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He wanted to play the stupid game of blocking off people's parking spaces for the handicapped. And now he, you know, got issued 5 infractions. You can enjoy having that on his record. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Our last story comes from University Quiet 1479. You don't want me to ask questions? Fine. So I was 15. Anyway, Mom was trying to teach me how to pump gas. Why, I don't know. I had been pumping gas since I was 8 for Grandma. I guess she had not spent any quality time with me in a while, but I was quiet and just went along with the flow. Mom gave me specific instructions. They were wrong. I tried to ask a question, but she said, do as I'm told. Okay, I said. After I put in 2 gallons of fuel, I asked when did we get a diesel truck. She tells me stop. I was told to get back in the truck. Nothing was said to me about the incident. I did try to warn her. And that's what you get when you want kids to do as they say. Do as they are told, without question. By the way, 2 gallons in big tank just means the truck runs rough. That's funny. Oh god, I like that one, OP. Oh, I'm just trying to imagine what was going through your mind at the time. Because obviously you know what's going on and you're just like, I guess we're doing this. Rather than like dipping your foot in, you were just like, alright, if it's gonna happen, I'm gonna go both feet in and I'm gonna make the most of it. And all credit to your mum, at least she owned up to the fact, you know, she's the one who told you to do it. So she just didn't say anything afterwards. She was just like, yeah, what am I going to say? Why'd you do the thing that I told you to do? And I can imagine inside she was beating herself up going, oh, what was going on? Why did I tell him to do that? Why did I make him choose the diesel? I know how to fill up my own truck. It's my truck. I'm meant to be teaching him how to do stuff. Why? Oh, God, that's funny. Let me know, guys, what you thought about all the today's stories. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and peace out, guys.